Whenever I hear from a sales leader that they feel like their data isn't complete and they're having a really hard time with getting their sales team to complete the data that they need for qualification, for quoting, I always immediately think, are you using playbooks? Let's talk about what playbooks are and let's look at some of the magic behind what it allows your teams to do. Okay, so first of all, what are playbooks? So when you're inside of a deal, you'll notice on the right-hand side, I have a drop-down for playbooks. And within these, I can set these up for my reps for a variety of different calls. And when I pull them up, what I'm going to be able to do is actually capture my notes, actually apply properties that are going to be set on the left-hand side, and also be able to capture any information that I may want to put in for future reference. We're going to pretend that's language. What I can also do, as you'll notice here, is that it is connected to a call. So I can log this call, I can set an outcome. I can also select a particular type of meeting, and I can even set a to-do for a follow-up task if I'd like. When I log that call, all that information is going to be not only in a note on the logged call itself, but it'll also be here on the left-hand side in those properties. So let's take a look at how playbooks are set up and some of the magic behind it. So I'm going to go on into the qualification call that I was in before. And what you'll notice is that I have a couple options. So first of all, I can write a script in between my questions and also break that up so that if I have different sections within the call, I can help the rep be able to go through those questions a little easier. And, for sake of natural conversation, sometimes you have to jump around. So I can actually use my headers here to basically create a way for them to be able to navigate between questions as they go through the process and the flow. But these questions, as you'll see here, are connected to a list of answers that I have here, or I can also update a specific property, and within that property, I would be able to select the information if it's like a drop down, for example, or if it's an open text field, I'll be able to just simply type in the information. So let's do a deal here, for example, and I'm just going to select a forecast date. Let's do contract signed, yes or no. So when I add that in, what you'll notice is there's now this drop down. So when I pull this up on my side as a rep, I can select the drop down and it's going to update this contract signed information here. The hidden piece behind all of this, so by the way, updating a property is an enterprise feature, but otherwise you do have playbooks that you can use to capture notes and information. What I can actually do is with the different types of playbooks that I'm setting up, I can actually have it set as a specific engagement type. So I most often see it as a call or a meeting, but you can change this, or you can even select multiple if you prefer. And you can also change the meeting type. Now this is controlled in the back end over by the meetings object, where you can actually customize the different types of calls that you're setting up. So often I have the different types of calls that relate to the stages: intro, demo, proposal, negotiation, however you want to be able to do it. All of this information, once you actually have it roll up into a record, can be reported on as well. So this would show us a call that has been completed, for example, and the specific type. And then recently, a new feature that's been added to playbooks is that you can actually use playbooks on multiple objects. So historically, playbooks have only been for deals, but now if you have a custom record, for example, like let's say you want to use a playbook on a onboarding record, or let's say you actually want to use playbooks on companies because for some reason, maybe you are using the company record to track a lot of the communications from like a client success standpoint. Another thing I see often is the ticket as well. So if you have onboarding tickets for implementation, your implementation team could have their playbook, go through that information, capture information that's would be required for setup, and they could log it exactly the same way as sales is here. Now that you've heard about playbooks, I hope you think that this could be useful for your team. If you have any questions, pop a comment down below and I'd be happy to help you out.